Okay, in this video we'll be creating an AND gate. Here are the components you're gonna need. You're gonna need a power source. You're gonna need an LED, 2 transistors, some wires of any kind of your choice, and a 1K ohm resistor. Okay, we're gonna start off by putting our transistors first. When you're putting them on, you wanna make sure the flat part's facing away from you, so you know which is your collector, your base, and your emitter. You want to space them out just so you don't have any complications. Space them out a little more. Okay, we're gonna get our 1K ohm resistor. It's gonna be on the positive end. It's gonna go right to our first little leg. Just be careful because these little legs can be a little delicate. Play with it a little to get it into the hole. Okay, gotta play with it a little. So now we have the resistors, the 2 transistors. Okay. We're gonna get our red wire, and this will act as our switch. We're gonna go tap in after, oh, we'll leave this to the side. This will be our switch. Now we're gonna connect the 2 transistors so they each have their power. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our LED so we know that it's working. It's gonna come off the second emitter. Oh shoot, you gotta be careful with these. You want to make sure that the long end is on the side of the emitter, and the short end will be your ground. We're gonna go ahead and put it in, and we're gonna ground it by getting the short end and putting it to the negative of the breadboard. Okay, so now this will be our, so we're gonna grab our power supply. Okay, and right now if you turn it on, you'll see that the light won't turn on. But now, if we get a switch, give some power to the base. To the first resistor, we can see it still won't turn on. The reason therefore, because this is an AND gate, it requires both transistors bases to have some sort of a source to allow the LED to turn on. So we could turn it back off. If we go ahead and make another switch, and put it on the base of the other transistor, we can see that the LED will turn on. Now, because this is an AND gate, if one switch is off, it will not work. Okay, we're back. I had to get some other wires because I broke some. So, okay, both switches are on both transistors right now, and therefore that's why it's on. If one of the transistors doesn't get a base signal, it will cause the light to turn off, as we can see right here, simply by removing one of the white ones. Boom, the light's off. Okay, connect it back on. We could check the other transistor. If it's not meeting the right base, it won't emit the rest of the way. We can unplug it. Oh, let me plug that back in. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, one more over. Right there. Okay. So now, if we take off the other side of the transistor, boom, it turns off, and that's why it is an AND gate. Let me show you. Okay, and then, for example, we have here our circuit diagram of the AND gate. We have the 9 volts. Our current will flow down through the 1K ohm resistor into the collector of the first transistor. If there is no signal coming into the base, it will not emit onto the next one. It's just like these switches we have here, an example. And the same thing with the other transistor. If there's no signal, the base, it won't allow the 9 volts to flow all the way to the LED and causing it to turn on. We see a lot of AND gates. A good example would be like the car. When you push to start, if you push the button, it won't start until you push the brake and the button, it will start. The base will have both signals, one for the push to start, one for the brake, allowing the whole engine to turn on. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and modify our AND gate to make it an OR gate by simply, what we gotta do is connect the collector with the collector. In this case, let's see. The collector with the collector. We'll leave these white ones as our switches. So this collector with this collector. Okay, and then we're gonna connect our emitters with our emitters, both emitters together. Okay, and there you go. We got our switches here. So as you can see, we turn it on, no light. Turn it back off. We're gonna connect only one of the transistors, and we're gonna see that it's gonna turn on the light because of the fact that it is a OR gate. Because OR meaning that it only needs one or the other to turn on. So therefore, we connect the switch. Boom, our LED is on. Okay. If we unplug this one and only connect the other one, the other transistor, I'm gonna go ahead and tap into the collector, give it some power to the base. We could turn it on. LED's on. We can go ahead and put both if we wanted to. And it will turn on. If we take both of them off, just so you can see that it won't work. It won't work. It won't turn on the LED. The reason being, we got our OR gate diagram right here. So we got our 9 volts. The current flows through the 1K. It creates 2 sections, both transistors. As you can see, both of them get powered at the same time. The only thing that will stop them is the base. If it's not receiving any signal, it won't let any electricity flow. As long as one of them has, you can see the flow of the current will allow it to complete the circuit and turn on the LED. the truth table here. We got the A, we have no signal, 0. As long as one of them has a signal, the light will turn on. And if both has it, they will turn on as well. This is a good example for like a home security. For example, one of these could be your door. If your door is open during your alarm is armed, it will cause the alarm to go off. Or even like a window. If a window is open, then therefore your alarm will go off as well. Or even both door or window, it could cause the alarm to go out. Okay, we're gonna modify our OR gate to make it into a NOT gate. And this one, we will only need one transistor. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this. Right. So from the power source, it will go to the first transistor and straight to the LED as well. Okay. And then as well, the emitter will go to the ground of our system. This is our first system that has 2 grounds. And then we can go ahead and take our switch, so we can see here it will turn on. The LED powers on because it is powered straightly. We can turn it back off, and then if we get our switch, connect the transistor. That's a NOT. In this case, it's a NOT gate. Connect it, and boom, it inverted the signal. So you can see it's off. The transistor is unplugged by its switch, the decision maker, and then it turns on. It's inverted. A good thing with this be like if you have a 2-story house, sometimes the stairs will have 2 switches. So as long as you flip one, it will turn off, or if you flip it downwards, it'll turn the light back on. It's just an inverter. And then we have our NOT gate diagram right here. As you can see, we have the 9 volts going to the 1K. This is the flow of the current. It goes straight to the LED when there's no signal at the base of the resistor. So it will power it on. As you can see, the truth table here, 0, 1, 1, 0, a little symbol for it. And if the base were to get some signal, the current will straight flow through the transistor and complete the circuit and not allowing the LED to turn on.